This is the What Benefits You Show with Zachary Kirkland as your host, where we talk to companies nationwide about their business and great new topics. Who knows, the next speaker could be you. So hang tight and enjoy the show.
Hey, thanks for joining us, everyone, for the second episode. I feel like I make good money. Am I paying too much? What Benefits You podcast. I'm your host, Zachary Kirkland, and I am totally excited with the show we have going for you today. We have our guest speakers, Fredericks and Deide Nicastro out of California, speaking about their specialties in the real estate market. Aaron being a loan officer out of the Inland Empire, and Deide being a great realtor I know from back in Rancho Cucamonga, California as well. So, hey, let's take a quick break for a song, and we'll get right to it. Stay tuned, guys.
Welcome desde Atlanta. Monchichi Mantil Infama. Mana Batman. Original gangster. Rich girl wanna rock with the rock wila. Tell us to come ride this motorbike. Me a pick up the boom boom till the sunlight. Hey, one time the souls is in the building. Rose, virgin, high feeling. Man on a million. What's your issue? Adios, good night. Here's a box of tissue. They say where you go? Who gon' miss you? I must be money, cause all in this blue as I proceed to give you what you need. Roll with a G, hit the fast speed. Don't pull too fast, the best of the best. And when it comes to the street, I'm the best of the best. And my Lord be a meal, he the best of the best. Even with 20 on the blade, I can never confess. I'm a G24, I'm on my job. Red bones in the room, call him Nicki Minaj.
Y'all don't need me in crisis. Will we ever get seen in my life?
This one's for Queen.
Y'all me want to go to
This one's for Brooklyn.
What me think was wrong.
New York City.
Y'all don't need me in crisis. Will we ever get seen in my life? Oh.
Hey, yo, Egyptian, tell them to go on, eviction. Next one, yeah, it's a bad gal addiction. See them gal that contradiction. Instead of sitting tight, I bear fiction. The whole of them are beat, body smoking, cigarette, shit nice, figure it. Get them the rollerblades, tell them to ski it. Stay out on them, Jamaican tip. All I do is sign moves and be taking pics. Got the new Benz, the color of a bathing bitch. Got a spot in every state, Dalmatian bitch. And it's young money, old money, real good money. Into a feature that wasn't on Billboard, honey. Kingston, Remo, Waterhouse, Jungle, Barbie. Man, I've enough gal in a bubble.
Y'all give me magic, let me ever get seen in my life. Y'all be just what you want, funny thing all around, y'all give me magic, let me ever get seen in my life. Like a fat boy, funny boy, boom, 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 boom. Y'all body like a shell, boom, 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 boom. Feel like a one night, the fat boy, boom, boom. But I'm fast, can ask me, I get my boom, boom. See if they want that dance, I will first, you want it, I'm sure. She's a boy, but more, but still she grown. I see the mountain, but who got me what we want, put me outside alone, y'all give me the practice, will me ever get seen in my life. Y'all me just what we want, put me outside alone, y'all give me the practice, will me ever get seen in my life. Like a fast bike, bunny roll, 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 roll. Y'all bunny back and see a boom, boom. I'm the man of one night if I could do. But around friend tell me I need to watch my phone. She's about that control. I'm going to say she wants it, I'm sure. But it's a more back more, but still she grew.
I care.
I care.
I care.
I care.
Do you care about their future? With the College Fund Plan, for as little as $1 a day, you can show your loved ones you care as well. Contact Dynamism Financial today. Call 844-966-SAVE. That's 844-966-7283. It's not too late.
Deide, thanks for having the call with us today. I'm so happy that you're actually able to join us. For everyone that doesn't know who Deide is, Deide Nicastro, actually. Deide, you're with, Century 21?
Yes.
Okay, out there in Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So, and of course, you're a realtor. Is it just in residential, or do you do commercial as well?
We do commercial, leasing, anything that has to do with real estate.
Nice. Okay. So how long have you been doing this for?
Since January of 2003.
Nice. So just a couple of years, Okay. No.
A little while.
Yeah. So tell us, what separates you from others in the industry?
I think what separates me from others in the industry is that I do my work like I'm working for God, and I want to do what's best for my clients. I treat them as I would want somebody to treat me. I'm professional. I've been in the business for a long time, so I give my clients 100%. I am a broker. I am a graduate from the Real Estate Institute, so I put in the additional experience and education that it would take to separate me from others in this field.
Okay. Well, there we go. For everyone that doesn't know, Deide and myself actually networked a lot through the Chamber of Commerce there in Rancho Cucamonga. We also have Christian business partners as well. So definitely great groups. Whoever's in the Southern California area, I suggest you highly check those out if you network for your careers. So just like you and our listeners both know, the name of the show is What Benefits You. So tell us, we want to know, is it better for people to rent or buy their own property? In your opinion, of course.
In my opinion, unlike, I would say buy, because unlike renters, homeowners build equity over time. There's tax benefits such as homestead exemptions, exempts the first $75,000 of home's value from property taxes. You can deduct property tax and interest paid on your mortgage, reducing your overall tax burden. There's a potential for rental income in the future for yourself, provided you follow local rental property laws, of course. You might rent out your basement bedroom to a friend, or you have more creative freedom as a homeowner. You can paint walls, add new bathroom fixtures, update your kitchen. Since homeowners tend to stay in their homes longer, they're more likely to put down roots in their communities also. So I would say it would be better to buy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, someone actually owning their own home, just like he just said, I mean, huge tax write-offs, and especially its fullest potential. So is there a time that people should know that, hey, this is the time I need to purchase the home, and who do they need to talk to?
I think now is the time. Interest rates are still down at this time. We don't know, what's going to happen, but we do anticipate that the interest rates are going to go up, and so your house payment would go up. You want to start preparing now because it might take a while depending on your credit situation or your savings or things like that. You need to contact a real estate professional like myself and ask the hard questions now. What do I need to qualify? How much money do I need in the bank? Those kind of things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for everyone that doesn't know, we'll actually be interviewing the person about actually building your credit up. That way you can talk to someone like a professional like Deide, and she'll be able to actually help you get in that home of your dreams right there in California. So is there a maximum distance that you have, Deide, that you'll travel for clients?
Right now I'm listing a home today in Crestline. In this day and age, with Century 21 being an international company, we don't have we're not confined to distance at all. We can move you from state to state, city to city, country to country, whatever your needs are.
Nice. Well, that really helps out a lot of people, when they're looking for that home of their dreams. You don't have to tell them, oh, sorry about that. That's not out of my radius. But
You're right. Yeah, we can accommodate them, whatever their needs are.
Nice. Okay. And last question belongs to the house on that one. So it's a little finance insurance industry question. So test your knowledge real quick. Do you know what tax write-offs a realtor can use on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, they could use things like mileage. Obviously, we're in our cars driving quite a bit. We go to meetings, and that would be a write-off. If we were meeting with clients, that would be a write-off if we're talking about real estate, if we're going for a training session. We also pay a lot of dues in our business to be a member of the National Association of Realtors, California Association of Realtors, and our local boards. So all of those are write-offs for real estate professionals.
I see you even know a lot about our industry. So. Take notes.
Yes, take notes. You might want to go get your real estate license.
Yeah. Hey, Deide, this has been a great time. I thank you for your time that you're able to actually come on the podcast and share a little bit of your knowledge about the real estate industry and a little bit about the finance industry as well, which is nice. So what's a phone number and email that our listeners can actually contact you for any additional questions that they have?
They can contact me at area code 909-996-4148. And my email address is my name. It's spelled DEIDE Nicastro, N like Nancy, ICASTRO at CENTURY21.com. Deide Nicastro at century21.com.
There we go. Awesome. Well, everyone out there actually listening, you have more questions for Deide, then definitely give her a call and give her an email, and I'm sure she'll be very happy to actually answer any of those questions for you. So, Deide, again, thank you for actually having the time with us today, and I look forward to having you on the show again in the future.
Thank you so much, Zach, for including me. And, I know that you've helped me also with some of my insurance needs. So, I would just tell everyone also reach out to Zach if you have any insurance needs or any personal needs. He can always hook you up with someone that he knows. And have a blessed day.
Awesome. Thanks, Deide.
Okay. Talk to you later.
There we go. So that's all, Deide. You did awesome. Like a natural.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you gave me the questions in advance so I could take a little time to write down some thoughts.
I think, it was real nice. It was fresh in your mind, so everything rolled out real natural, so that's really good. And I look forward to actually getting there and getting it on the show. Let me see. I got my notepad with me. 1 second. The other person that's going to be speaking on the same show as you, let me see. Actually, his name is Aaron. He's a loan officer out there in San Bernardino.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I thought you guys would actually be great together on the show. So, yeah.
That was a good match. That's good.
Both you guys can be really good at that. And I will definitely let you know after I get all the editing done and launch that podcast, this episode. That way I can send you the link as well. And you can share it on your social media or any of your clients or friends or whatever. You know, it actually helps a lot with the marketing as well. You know, which
Thank
is nice.
you. You are just awesome, brother. I'm so glad that we connected.
Oh, me as well. I'm very happy as well, dude. All right. Hey, do you have anything for me while I'm on the phone with you?
I don't. Not at this time. Just say a prayer for me and my work, and I'll say a prayer for you on yours.
I most definitely will.
Okay.
Thank you, Beauty. And
Talk
I
to you
will.
later.
Sounds good. Have a great day.
Okay.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
That was great, Deide. I always love actually speaking with business owners, whether they be realtors, loan officers, other insurance agents, people in the finance market, people in the banking market. I don't care who I speak with, because everyone has the drive and they're passionate about what they do. And that's a big part about the day that a lot of people forget. As long as you enjoy your job every day, that is what counts, because that makes you a valuable asset to your team. So if you do not enjoy what you do, a little word of wisdom here, get out of it. Get into something that you love, because people are living longer and longer every day, okay? And if you don't like a job that you're in, I mean, that's just more years that you're going to be in that. So that's just crazy. But you know what? I was thinking the other day, it was too funny. My wife and I actually went to go watch a scary movie, and everybody knows with scary movies, they got common sense stuff, and they do the dumbest thing. Either they run towards the person with the chainsaw, they trip, they run super slow from the zombies, anything like that, but common sense, right? You think when it comes down to a scary movie, you always have the people in the theater that are yelling, "Oh my gosh, don't do that. Oh no, that person's dead, that person's dead." What if somebody was watching your life as a movie and they were watching it in the theater? Do you feel that there's some things in your life that people would say, "Hey, you know what, that's pretty common sense. I mean, why didn't they catch that?" A lot of people come up to us and they want to look into retirement, and that's great. I love it. You know, I love doing that with you. You know, you need it. It's common sense. You know, you want to cool down. You know, down the road in life, you want to go fishing, you want to go boating, you just want to enjoy life. You want to travel or spend time with family, it doesn't matter. You want to spend more time with your church, that's fine. But people need that time to actually do that, so they know it's a part of their life. Saving money, putting money aside is a huge part about their life, and we wanted to actually talk to you with the episode name being, I feel like I make good money. Am I paying too much? What were we thinking when we actually came up with this topic? I feel like I make good money. There's a lot of people in the world that actually make great money. And I know some people are going to say, well, I only make $20,000 a year, $40,000 a year. And then you got the people that make $200,000 a year. Well, you know what? The more money you make, the more stress you actually have, okay? I love making great money, but I've been poor and I've been rich. It's all over the place, okay? But the huge thing, the universal key to everything is it doesn't matter how much you make if you don't have a good budget. So we wanted to actually sit and talk with you guys about budgeting, okay? Now, think about, do you use an application on your phone? Do you use a spreadsheet on your computer? I actually use Mint. It is a phone application. It helps me keep track of my spending during the month, but I actually keep a budget on a spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, we'll track everything from groceries, entertainment, fuel, clothing for the month, birthdays that's coming up. That way you know where this money is coming and going. You want to keep track of that, especially since we have some great speakers in this episode today. They will be talking about real estate. Now, real estate is a huge investment and is actually one of the biggest investments a lot of people will ever make in their entire life. But a lot of people forget about this. So, with a budget, a simple budget will actually get you on the right track. Okay? So, we're going to talk about how we're going to do this simple budget. Now, I'm going to tell you how I do it, and everyone's going to be different. Okay? But that will at least get you on the right track to getting it correct, okay? Now what I want you to do is actually grab a piece of paper and a pen. I know it's old school, or you can even pull it up on Excel, okay? But I want you to go ahead and place the money that you have total, and then start listing off your bills, your expenditures, expenses of any kind, okay? It doesn't have to be just the bill. Don't forget about that, okay? It can be anything from utilities to rent, to your mortgage, to groceries, to fuel, payments that you have with bills. You want to list everything, especially your phones. Don't forget those, okay? What a lot of people actually do forget as well is entertainment, okay? Those little trips to the movie, the dates you go with your spouse. These are some things that some of us quite often forget, which they will stack up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars in a month, depending on how many times you actually go out. But a lot of people usually go out 2-3 times a month, minimum, okay? So these are expenses that you actually want to track, because at the end of the quarter, you want to look back and see how much you actually saved. Now, if you didn't save anything, your money is leaking somewhere, okay? You got a leak, and we need to plug that, okay? So now you have your list. Now, from this list, we're going to go down and see, are all these things needs or wants? If there are extra things, if you're seeing yourself grocery shopping more than you should, you're going through a lot of food, you're going out to eat more than often, okay? Then these are things that we actually have to limit. That way we can actually afford those bigger expenditures that we have down the road. Now, once you actually got through that, now what we are going to make sure is on that list is your insurances, your car, your life, your renters or your homeowner's insurance, whichever one you may have. Now, believe it or not, this is where a company as in Dynamism Financial actually comes into play. They are a brokerage when it comes to insurance and financial services. So they will look over your health, your vision, your dental, your life, and make sure that you are paying the correct amount for that insurance, that you're not overpaying. Because remember, if you are overpaying, that money is going towards someone else and not towards you. And we don't want that, okay? We want more money to go towards you, so we have to watch that, okay? Once we actually have all those amounts corrected, and we have how much you have left over the entire budget list, okay? Then we are going to know in the end how much money we're actually talking about that we are saving every month. And that money can go towards retirement, it can go towards your savings, it can go towards anything, okay? But you want to make sure you know how much money you have every month. Unfortunately, in our country, we are not savers. Over 70% of the population can say they do not have $1,000 to their name. They do not have $1,000 extra in their bank accounts. Over 60% of the population is not going to be able to retire at the age of 65 because they didn't set towards retirement. They didn't save. This is in the end, a problem with retirement and the planning thereof. But the problem that could have prevented it right off the get-go is actually making sure that you have a great budget to begin with. Now, of course, if you need help with your budget, it's no problem in that. Contact, again, Dynamism Financial, and they will be able to help you with your budget as well. They do budgeting services. So that is 2 birds, 1 stone right there. If you guys have any questions, feel free. The email that you can actually reach the podcast is at the end of the show, which is benefitsandme@gmail.com. Feel free to actually reach out to me if you actually need some guidance of where to go or just a general point of direction. If you feel lost in any way with the planning process, that is what we are here for. Guys, it's always a pleasure to actually speak with you about these things. These are huge in our country, and they need to be dealt with, and we want you to make sure that you are covered as well. So let's take a break for a song real quick, and then when we come back, we will have Aaron Fredericks on the line and see how he can direct us in the real estate market. So stay tuned, guys. Enjoy the song. Talk to you soon.
I'm feeling nice, champion fly. Work hard every day till we reach to the goal. This are for the people that we work hard, all who gone to the mark. R.I.P. to a loved one who took up stand high. Night feeling bright, going on a high grade flight. Home shop roll up, girls are roll up, everything is nice. Oh, 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 oh. Everything is nice. And if you pack up, refill your cup. Music I play till the speaker fuck up. When we click me finger like you rock. See a wine and a romance you rock. Reaching out to all who do 9 to 5. Where you put in the work and a fight to strive. From you it to you take. Ease the exam, stress and all the vibes. Night feeling bright, going on a high grade flight. Home shop roll up, girls are roll up, everything is nice. Oh, 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 oh. Everything is nice. I'm feeling nice, champion fly. Work hard every day till we reach to the goal. This are for the people that we work hard, all who gone to the mark. R.I.P. to a loved one who took up stand high. Night feeling bright, going on a high grade flight. Home shop roll up, girls are roll out, everything is nice. Oh, 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 oh. Everything is nice. Sometimes I know say you're stressed out, got the bills them pending. All you lost everything where you work every day and investing. What you know? Touch the club, find a girl and bubble pan. Find a party to take out the trouble and but school dedicate this one to every victim and all extant. Night feeling bright, going on a high grade flight. Dogs are roll up, girls are roll out, everything is nice. Oh, oh, oh. Everything is nice. Curious. Reaching out to everyone who work hard in the struggle. All who have somebody that lost them down. These are for the people who work hard, all who gone to the mark. R.I.P. to a loved one who took up their night.
All right, so as I promised everyone, got a great person on the line, actually, and we're going to be interviewing here on the show Mr. Aaron Fredericks with Wholesale Capital Corporation. How you doing, Aaron?
I am great. It's great to be here talking to you about my business and what we can do for people.
Cool. Sounds good, man. Well, always, everyone that actually caught the Facebook Live a few months ago, Aaron gave some killer information on there. So let's see what he has tonight. So tell us, Aaron. I already know what you do for a living, but for everyone that's actually tuning into the show, tell them what you do, man.
So I am a loan officer, a certified financial lender for the state of California at present. Eventually I plan on expanding to other states. And so my job is to speak with prospective borrowers, determine if they are qualified to receive a loan from us or one of our investors, and then go through the process of getting necessary documentation to make sure that that loan makes it through underwriting and that the borrower either makes that home purchase that they've been looking to do or refinances to get some cash out or refinances to get a better rate in term.
Nice. All right. Well, how long have you been doing this for, man?
I have been doing this for about 6 months now, coming up my 6-month anniversary with Wholesale Capital and in the industry. So that being said, I'm part of a team that has been around for 3 decades, and I have access to all those people at any given moment for any questions I may not know myself.
There you go. Hey, everybody loves a strong team support, definitely behind people. So, I mean, you got, as you said, decades of knowledge built up right in your office. So that's really cool. Tell us, what separates you from others in the industry, man?
What separates us from others is our willingness to take a look at a loan that other lenders may have chosen to take a pass on because maybe it didn't fit their particular business model. There's some outfits out there that just do, for example, refinance. There's some outfits that just do purchases. But the real thing that we do that separates us from the rest is that we'll take a borrower who may have had a derogatory event, for example, for extenuating circumstances, and instead of concluding that it's not worth our time and effort to get that person a loan, we're going to go through all of the potential avenues to a loan and really make sure that we know that for certain. If there's a person who, for example, had an illness and that caused them to lose their job or to lose income, and they had a foreclosure or a short sale or what have you as a result of that, there are rules within the loan industry and set up by the government that allows that person for an extenuating circumstance to be able to qualify for a loan. And we're going to look at those rules and those industry guidelines, and we're going to make sure that we really have disqualified every possible path this person has to a loan before we tell them no. And I think that that's really what separates us from others in the industry, our willingness to go the extra mile for not just the person buying the $1 million home or $4 million home in Santa Monica, but the person who's buying the $200,000 home in the Inland Empire. So that's I think what sets us apart from others.
Nice. Okay. Well, for everyone that does not know anything about California real estate, the real estate in California it's king. Okay, so when you're actually listening to a loan officer from Cali, know that they know the business, okay? Because these guys have to know. You got people from all over the world, from China, from Canada, everywhere, coming into California and actually buying real estate because it's that big of a market. It's not just locals buying it. It's huge. It's massive. So definitely some great stuff. Now, Aaron, do you do anything with like the FHA? Do you work out of California, or is it just Cali alone?
Our company works out of California and Arizona. There are a certain number of states in the United States that we're allowed to do a limited number of loans. Montana is one of them. There's a few more out there. Our main base of operations, though, is California and Arizona, and soon to be Nevada as well. So that's kind of our rough area. But there are a few states out there that have a little bit of recognition for the California licensing, and they will let us do business there.
Nice. Okay, so for all my Sun Devils out of Phoenix, Aaron's the guy right there. If you don't have a loan officer, all you realtors out there as well, you want to actually see it, what Aaron and his company can actually do for you, give them a shout. And all our listeners out there in Vegas and Reno, there you go. He's coming to you, so be ready. So everybody loves to know on the show what can benefit them. So, how do you see the market going with the economy and everything? Not a political talker, nothing. Let's not go that route. But how do you see the real estate market going on the West Coast? Is it strong? Should people be buying? What's happening now?
Well, right now, home prices have been going up, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that inventory is at historical lows, so when supply is low, that is going to be a driver of price. And that's a general rule. Obviously, there's going to be deviation from that within various markets. So some markets may be super hot, some may be a little bit cooler, but by and large, when you have low inventory, you are going to see higher pricing as a result. Some other things that we're seeing is that the millennials, the much maligned millennials, are looking to buy. They are entering the market, and they are using what resources are at their disposal to qualify and purchase homes. And so that's driving up demand, and that's also going to increase price as a general rule. So additionally, right now, unemployment's at historic lows, and our stock market is at historic highs, and so those are good economic indicators of what people are going to be willing to do as far as the housing market's concerned. So right now we're looking at a seller's market. So homes, unless there's something wrong with the home, maybe it's in probate because it's part of a trust, or there's some structural issues with it, or what have you, homes by and large are going very, very quickly once they're listed, and there are multiple offers that are going in on homes, and what's going to allow someone to stand up or stand out amongst their peers who are intending to purchase that home is going to be what qualifications they bring to the table. So this is where having a really well-written pre-qualification letter that's based upon good documentation. So basically the seller and the listing agent are able to see, oh, look, this person has the necessary assets to pay the closing costs and the down payment. Oh, look, this person has the necessary credit in order to qualify for that type of loan, so on and so forth. That's what's going to allow someone to stand above others who may just be coming with a sort of a pencil whip pre-approval letter, or with no approval letter at all. And that's what sellers are looking for, the ability to close quickly. So come buyer, come prepared. That's my advice in the market right now.
That's a strong thing. Everybody definitely know that when you're out there looking. In the future, do we see a buyer's market ever resurfacing by more houses actually coming onto the market? Are they building more houses? I know right there in Rancho Cucamonga, not everyone outside of the Inland Empire and outside of Cali don't even know about Rancho, but I know they're building some more houses and living areas and condos and apartments and everything over there. But as California is a statewide, I mean, is there more inventory on the horizon?
I know that there are a lot of building projects that are planned. California is a more regulatory-heavy state than other states in the union, so that is going to slow things down, whether you agree with regulations or not. That's just the effect. So that's going to hurt inventory. There's some broader factors in play that impact the rest of the nation that are going to hurt the inventory. For example, that low unemployment I was telling you about, that's going to hurt builders who are looking for qualified workers to build those homes. Another issue I know that we've had, or that the real estate industry has had, is, for example, low levels of soft lumber needed for building housing frames. So that's a problem as well. Another thing that I don't think is touched on too much is a lot of the focus of the builders has really been on multifamily residences or on residences of a certain price value, and that's a little disappointing because they're looking for that profit margin, which is great for the builder, great for the seller, but it's not real great for buyers, especially buyers just entering the market for the first time. Maybe they just entered the workforce, maybe they don't have a lot of assets saved up, and so my hope is that instead of having some kind of a bubble pop and then the market crashes a little bit and the prices come down, my hope is that the builders recognize that there's an untapped section of buyers in the millions that are looking to buy homes, and if they can do a little more towards the starter home, I think that there's the potential for somebody who is looking for a quantity of homes to sell as opposed to a high profit margin, who can really get in there and get the inventories pumped up and get some of these folks in the homes who are stuck renting at the moment. Okay.
So we'll push even further, man. I always love seeing if there's like a just neon sign out there for someone to actually see, refinance. I need to refinance. Is there something that should just scream at someone saying they need to go refinance their home? Because everyone, I know some people already have mortgages and homes and condos and all that. So is there something they should be looking out for as well?
Yes, absolutely. For the refinance folks, which still make a really big part of the market, especially with the lower rates that we had up until 2 weeks ago. There's some key things you're going to want to look at for a refinance. One is for debt consolidation. There's not a lot of loans out there that are going to be able to offer the same rate of borrow, the same interest rate that you're going to have with a mortgage loan. And so if you're seeing that your payments are becoming increasingly difficult to make, do the math, and a qualified loan officer should be able to do this for you. Do the math and see what buying out some of those debts through debt consolidation, basically cash out refinance that handles those debts, see what that's going to do for you. Also, under certain loan products, you can refinance, for example, student loans or federal student loans, and certain loans like a HERO loan, which is basically designed to do some energy efficient upkeep on the house. Some of those items can actually be refinanced into the loan, and the loan is still treated as a rate and term. It was going to help you on the rate. It's going to help you avoid the tax man. So if you have any debt consolidation issue, then refinance is definitely for you. If you have some much needed repairs on your home, cash out refinance is going to be a great option for you. Again, that rate of borrowing is going to be most likely less than whatever you're going to get through your Home Depot credit card or your Lowe's credit card. So consider that when you're looking at your budget for the the landscaping you want to do, or the addition you want to add, or the deck you want to build, whatever that might be. And it can also be used for things like college too. So don't count that out. And then the great thing about a mortgage payment is it's, worst comes to worst, you can walk away from that. You cannot walk away from student loans. And then lastly, if you're a recent home buyer or a home buyer who had a rather high interest rate, and you've been able to build your credit up since then, or let's say you came in with an FHA, you have a mortgage, you have mortgage insurance, you want to get rid of that. Again, talk to a qualified loan buyer or loan officer and see if you can lower your monthly payment through a rate and term refinance. And so those are things I would say scream refinance. The last one is the reverse mortgage, which is considered to be a refinance of the home, and that's for folks who are 62 years and older, who are looking to retire. So either to make their retirement more comfortable or just retire in the first place. A reverse mortgage or a HECM, which is the technical term for it, that's a great option. In terms of helping somebody who's on a fixed income to be able to not have to worry about a mortgage payment. They're still subject to taxes and insurance, but as far as the principal and interest is concerned, as long as they stay in the home and they're 60 years and older, that's a great way to retire for someone for whom retirement may be out of the question for them. Cool. So those are your refinance screen needs if someone's looking to do that for their mortgage.
All right. Oh, cool. Well, definitely good to know. Aaron was going a little bit into another show there. We will have actual reverse mortgage specialist coming on to the show in another episode. So definitely stay tuned for that, guys, because guess what? Reverse mortgages aren't what they used to be in the past. They've had a complete facelift, which is always cool, and the mortgage protection and a couple other things. Man, with the alternative energy sources as well, and being the solar, the hydro, the geothermal, we will have specialists about that as well. So, man, Aaron, you're touching all over the place, dude.
Indeed.
Good stuff, though. Hey, you know what? Every person that comes onto the show, and we always get to ask them, the last question is always ours. So it's always about finance and insurance industry. I know you've actually answered one before, Aaron, and you did good on that one. Let's see. You ready for this one?
As ready as I'm going to be.
All right. But do you know the percentage of Americans that will actually be able to retire at the age of 65?
And I should know the answer to this one, and I think we've discussed this in a previous conversation. I'm going to say it's probably between 10 and 20%.
There you go, man. Spot on. Yeah. Right now, Harvard Business is actually saying 10%. Due to retirement and unplanning, if you would call it that, the misfortune of people that have not planned accordingly. So definitely we have to get on that, man. That is just something that our country is having to deal with right now, which is crazy. Americans and North Americans, everyone, we are definitely workers. I know, but hey, we still have to chill out. We still have to go fishing every now and then. So, Aaron, this has been a great time. Thank you so much for your time actually coming on the show. Again, we always love having Aaron come and share all of this knowledge. So for everyone out there that does not know how to reach you, what's a phone number, an email, a bat signal? How can people reach you, man?
Well, I'm going to skip the email just because my last name is a little bit tricky, but you can reach me at 951-488-3157, or you can always go to wccloans.com. wccloans.com. Loans is plural because we do more than one. So wccloans.com, and if you take a look at the page, you can see all of the loan officers. I am up there. Just punch in my first name, Aaron, and you will find me, and you can get a hold of me that way as well.
There we go. Awesome. So everyone out there, contact Aaron if you have additional questions. If you don't have any additional questions and you still want to run by something you heard on the show, definitely call him up. You know, look at his pretty mug right there on the website if you want, but definitely call him up. He is just a plethora of knowledge. So, Aaron, again, thank you so much, man, and we look forward to the next time.
Absolutely. I do too.
Just like every episode, it always has to come to an end, but a reflection over what we heard on this episode from the real estate, from a realtor and a loan officer's perspective to the budget tips that we have heard. It is always nice to actually have you guys listen to our episodes. Every Monday we are going to launch a new episode, so I hope you guys stay tuned. Hope you picked up some great tips from this episode, and tune in for next episode. Keep up the hustle, guys.
Thanks again for listening with us and all of our sponsors. If you have any questions about the content in the show or want to be one of our guest speakers, send an email to benefitsinme@gmail.com. See you next time, and stay tuned.
Yeah, Nicole, I love this, you know. Pool party, it's a easy place we have to reach. It's summertime. Hey, every massive can come along. Go for your suntan in the summertime. Let's have a bleach and summer come. Go for your umbrella cause the sun abound. The young girl, them a bring it down. In a bikini, them in a pretty tongue. You know for shy girl, bring it come. If you have a fool man, get it on. Both for me come from me now. Pretty girl that a pose like me now. And the tongues them a rub them down, you know. Inna the shade this place like from me now. Uptown full of fun, you know. 89 we are going now. Cherry Garden. Same weekend coming now. Smash I got done, you know. Oh, here we go. Summertime is here, you know. The holiday. Cool is slow. We feel the vibes, you know. Summertime in a boardroom. Summertime in a Kingston, summertime in a country, summertime in a my city. Pool party, it's a easily beach where she reach. Summertime, 90 degrees in the shade, temperature turn up. Whitey and tanty skin burn up. Black gal and rock till vein come up. Tattoo time coloring book turn up. Man a roll out bicycle bike you know see. Man a roll out car and the truck and the jeep. You want put up them strolling. Have a girl body and start rolling. Party them going all night long. Right through the day. You just sing a pretty king can with the Nero and TJ. Oh, here we go. Summertime is here, you know. The holiday. School is slow. We feel the vibes, you know. Summertime in a boardroom. Summertime in a Kingston, summertime in a country, summertime in a my city. Pool party, if I usually beach where she reach. Summertime. Oh, here we go. Summertime is here, you know. The holiday. School is slow. We feel the vibes, you know. Summertime in a boardroom. Summertime in a Kingston, summertime in a country, summertime in a my city. Pool party, if I usually beach where she reach. Summertime, 90 degrees in the shade, temperature turn up. Whitey and tanty skin burn up. Black gal and rock till vein come up. Tattoo time coloring book turn up. Man a roll out bicycle bike you know see. Man a roll out car and the truck and the jeep. You want put up them strolling. Have a girl body and start rolling. Party them going all night long. Right through the day. Me just sing a pretty king can with the Nero and TJ. Oh, here we go. Summertime is here, you know. The holiday. School is slow. We feel the vibes, you know. Summertime in a Broadmoor. Summertime in a Kingston. Summertime in a country. Summertime in a my street. Pool party. If I usually beach, we also reach the summertime. Oh, here we go. Summertime is here. You know the holiday. Cool is good. We feel the vibes, you know. Summertime in a Baltimore. Summertime in a Kingston. Summertime in a country. Summertime in a my street.